Yo, what's going on, everybody? You are now listening to the smartest guys in the room.
I am Jeff, and that's over there is O.
Hi. Hey,
and
guys.
we have a special guest today. I'm really excited about this episode, yo. Like,
Very
super
special
excited.
guest.
So, a good friend of the podcast and also super talented, multi-talented artist. Dating back, yo, we've been tight
Since
for a while.
birth. Since birth. Dating back since birth. She was born this way.
She's been stunting on motherfuckers for a while. I could say that for sure.
No,
yo, Slik Nik, welcome to the smartest guys in the room.
What an introduction. Thank you.
Let's give it a round of applause for Slik Nik. All the way from Brooklyn, by way of the Upper West Side nowadays.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Recent resident of the Upper West Side for sure.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah?
Despite, the world. How are you guys?
Despite the world?
We're in unprecedented times.
Yeah. Can times be precedented for once?
I mean,
like never again.
No.
I could go without hearing that shit.
Unprecedented?
Unprecedented.
I can't wait for it to be precedented again.
Yeah.
Was that what you were saying before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
just
can't
didn't sound that way.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. I get it now.
Nothing was the same for real.
Nothing was the same.
Shout out to Drake.
Yeah. Shout out to Drake.
Shout out to Drake.
That is
This is officially Drake weekend, by the way.
I'm aware. Weekend. We're just living in it.
We are just here. If you've been listening to the radio, you know that this is full-on Drake weekend. He's just dropped his album, Certified Lover Boy. Now, I think I might actually be the only one here that has listened to the album. Is that true?
Oh, I listened to it.
You listened to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick?
I haven't yet, but not like for any reason other than, like a flood.
Okay, yes.
Just
Flooding
things were
occurred.
happening. Yeah, I had some things to handle, but I will listen. I won't
Don't
deny
let us
Drake.
down.
I won't deny Drake.
I mean, come on. Champagne Poppy.
How could I?
Exactly. So the album dropped. I guess we may talk about it. We may not. I don't know. Don't really care.
Okay.
I'm wearing my Calabasas socks that I bought about 6 years ago.
Very nice.
And cute.
For Ye.
Oh, for Yeezy.
For Ye.
For Donda Jr.?
That's right. He also dropped an album about a week ago.
Yeah.
About a week ago. And Donda. If you know, you know. Donda.
I don't know.
You don't.
I haven't listened to that either.
But maybe on your next road trip you will.
Word.
Perhaps.
Or if you decide that you're feeling, like going to church.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a church lady, but I will. I'll still give it a listen because I have to be in the know. I have to stay young.
Listen, see, but at this point, I don't think Kanye's making young people music anymore. He's just making
straight gospel.
Just straight gospel music.
Whatever
which
comes
this
to mind.
album was categorized as a gospel album.
Oh, this one too?
Let me tell you the genius.
Kirk Franklin somewhere fucking mad.
The genius.
Punching air.
Of categorizing this as a gospel hip-hop album. Who is going to beat Kanye at the Grammys in the gospel category?
Nobody.
Yeah, word.
This is what I'm saying. But, I mean, this also gives into the other reason we was talking before we ended up here as to why certain people don't really, promote the yay of it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Nick, what are your thoughts on it?
Like my personal thoughts on Kanye or what?
Like, why would one not want to support a Kanye?
Oh, I mean, I could think of
So
a few reasons.
So many reasons.
I think clearly, like the fact that he's a megalomaniac.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
If you're not really into arrogant people who believe they're God, yeah, that would be one reason.
That's just one reason.
That's just reason number one. Still there?
He supported Trump, I guess, or was in cahoots with Trump, and that can be another significant reason not to fuck with him.
Could be seen as problematic.
Right. And if you don't buy into the whole like celebrity factory, made thing that is the Kardashians, that may be another reason.
Shout out to
I don't personally hate the man. I just feel like
Just over it.
yeah, I'm over like
I feel that.
the grandiose, statements, and like I feel like he could just focus on what he's amazing at, and that's music.
I feel that.
And I even gave I felt like for me, his last project that I was like, wow, this is incredible music, or just incredible art, was the, Dark Twisted Fantasy. But like Life of Pablo, yeah, he had like, one or two songs that's undeniable is a hit, but
Yeah.
One or two.
right. But to say that about a Kanye album, in my opinion,
exactly.
wasn't like typical. And then from there, it just got weirder and weirder, and I kind of lost interest. But I'm still a fan of music, and I'll listen. But if it is as gospel-y as everyone says, it's probable I won't like it.
Yeah, probably. More than likely.
But I think people collectively, we've like lowered the bar for Kanye too. Like for Donda for people to be like, yo, all right, I fuck with Donda, which I think I'm one of those people. He just had to avoid certain things where he's just like boopity scoop. Like that's the level where I'm like, all right, Kanye, like as long as you don't do that shit anymore, like I might
he was having a
entertain.
little fun
But
with
this shit was actually pretty good. Like compared to the last like 3 or 4 Kanye albums, like this shit was well above. Like
production was there,
Yeah.
as always. The production was absolutely there.
Okay.
I feel like there were a lot of critics saying that it felt old. The production felt old or a little dated.
That's not bad.
Right.
Right, that's not
I
necessarily
don't think
bad. If it's
that's
good,
necessarily
it's good.
exactly. I don't think that's necessarily bad. There were a couple of tracks in there that did hit that experimental producer note, which was cool. But overall, I enjoyed the album very, very much.
yeah,
It was 26 tracks, almost a 2-hour long album.
yeah.
He could have done without, I would say, 9 to 10 tracks.
Because it was like
Okay.
part 2s to tracks that were already on
right,
the album, right?
and if he were, not to say he's not smart, take that back. Whatever.
If he was smart.
If he was smart, he might have just put DaBaby and Jay-Z on the same track.
That probably,
Because, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking shit. Oh my God, he took Jay-Z off of the track and put DaBaby on. That's not what happened. He went ahead and just created 2 songs.
yeah.
But either way, he could have done without about 10 different songs. The last 10 songs on the album, I could have absolutely done without. But overall, I felt I felt saved.
So respectfully,
Saved.
I felt saved.
how could you say an album is good in your opinion when nearly half of it you felt you could do without?
Because-
I said respectfully because
No, and that's fine, and that's fine. And the reason is because I also remember the time where we were coming from albums that were only 12, 13 tracks long.
True. And
So
fair.
then when it started going to like 20-something tracks, I don't know who we have to thank for that. Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. I don't know. Whoever.
One of them.
One of those. When it started getting past that, like it just, come on. We don't, but you cannot deny when there's a solid 16 tracks on that album.
yeah.
All right, that's enough. That's enough Kanye.
Kanye.
That's enough Kanye.
Enough.
Donda.
Done.
Anyway,
So yeah, I mean, I think that's enough on that. But I will say, like, one thing that I think we could all agree is that we could do without the antics. Like, I think that's the shit that cheapens everything. The marketing behind.
but that's art.
Bro, you're not a wrestler, son. Like,
that's
that's
art.
wrestling.
But
Like,
that's art. He's
I
an
know.
artist. The theatrics are all part
yeah,
of
but
it.
like this is
Guess
not
that's
less
fair,
artist and more
but-
entertainer. Like, this is, look at me, like, I need the cameras over here. Like, this whole shit with Drake now, son,
Unnecessary.
completely
unnecessary.
And also, like, after you do such a beautiful type of tribute to your mom, like, you're gonna get messy on, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just,
It definitely cheapens that,
Right?
I
Like,
would say.
yeah.
It cheapens the memorial.
It's like, bro, you're
I
not
guess
gonna be
you're
Drake.
trying to-
yeah,
Not gonna beat Drake.
I agree.
That's
They're
what you
just
just said.
different. Like, they are respectfully
Yeah.
geniuses in their own lanes. Like, that's
It's a fact.
it.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Word.
But that's enough. Kanye's not paying us, so we don't got to talk about him anymore.
Truly.
Anyway, we got into this so quickly just because I
Yeah.
really wanted to talk about it. So we got it off
I
the
did
table.
say nothing was the same, so I
Yeah,
That's really what
alley-ooped
started
it.
sorry about that.
We like didn't even address the elephant or not the elephant in the room.
No. The elephant is not in the room.
The elephant's not in the room.
He's not
just
here to fucking
Just is not here.
That's right.
He's out there naked tanning in Florida.
Shout out to Just.
Living his best life.
Yo, he's just been sending us selfies of him
shirtless selfies
with his pepperoni nipples, like sitting poolside with his beautiful fucking hair just going down past his shoulders. It's so hard for me not to look at his nipples every time he sends me those pictures, though. I mean,
they were hilarious because he
the
was
nipples
like,
are the
he was
pictures.
definitely on some like he was feeling himself.
He was feeling himself.
He was feeling himself.
I love
Razor
I love when
Ramon.
people-
I love
Razor
that.
Just.
I love that for him. Good
Yes,
for him.
yes.
Shout out to Just.
Good for
He'll
him.
be here next time. But I think actually, you know, he was looking forward to having this conversation too because he's also, you know, an artist and
Yeah.
one thing that he always says, he's like, yo, that would be really cool to do like nail art. I don't think people would, you know, expect that shit from me, but like I'll be
That'd
crazy
be
down with that.
fire.
That would be.
That would
that
be so.
would be-
He could come work with me.
That would be really sick. I'd love to see y'all both together. You doing like a how-to with Justin,
Yeah.
like how to do nails, like how to do nail art
be hilarious.
specifically.
Absolutely. I mean, we definitely are also an education center, so.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you guys do runs through. How does that work?
It's definitely something that we're developing more now. You know, we had to take a little bit of a break from things, and the recent flooding didn't help.
The flood.
Yeah, we had about 17 inches in our salon,
Jeez
so
Christ.
yeah. But we are definitely just pushing through and getting back to normal, and we will be up and running some workshops sooner than later for all levels, really, all types of classes from just basic nail prep to application and art and other things like that. So there are definitely many avenues to take in that career too. So
Look at that.
be cool if he did that. Yeah.
Make sure to check them out at
Yeah.
Art Nail NYC, people.
Yes.
You're gonna
Art
go
Nail
ahead and
NYC.
get your
.com.
nail art on at Art Nail NYC.
Yes.
Art Nail
Yes.
NYC.
Yeah.
It might look like he's pointing to nothing, but he's gonna be pointing to something
There you go.
when you guys see this. Watch. That's what it is on IG.
Yeah, it's Art Nail NYC on IG and artnailnyc.com. And pretty much that's like the way to book. So if you were looking to book, it's pretty user friendly and you could walk through it. But Instagram is where you would like see the actual art more than ever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know for sure, like you definitely booked to the gills. So like you got a lot of appointments that are coming through, and like a lot of different types of styles and like levels of extravagance. So like
Levels of extravagance. I like that, actually.
right, like
I'm going to
so-
put that on my bio. If you want levels of extravagance,
Hit me up.
please see me. Yeah, that's not a lie. I definitely am booked pretty much, I would say like 3 weeks out usually, which is a blessing.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I do all kinds of things. I prefer to do things that are a little more niche and like nostalgic or personal to people versus pictures of other nail art. Like, in no shade, no offense to that. And I'll do, you know, more or less what people come in with. But I'm over like painting swirls through nails and like it's pretty. I'm not trying to take from that, but I really like more interesting stuff that you wouldn't expect to see on a nail.
A little bit more challenge.
How many people go into your DMs asking for like the most basic? Like, I just want a French manicure. Does anybody
Yeah.
ever do that?
I get a lot of DMs that I feel are just kind of like a waste of my time because respectfully, I work out of a salon where that stuff gets streamlined. So like you can speak to somebody and they'll talk you through what's on your nail. Like, I'm not the person to talk to. Like,
I'm gonna walk you through. You can do
respectfully,
it at
like,
home.
The link is in the bio. You can certainly ask me like if I can do a style. I don't mind DMs like that. Like, hey, I want to do this on my nails. Do you think you can do something like that? I'm looking to book with you. I love DMs like that. But when someone's just kind of like, you know, I feel like you're not respecting my time if you want to have a whole dialogue in my DM about like, hey, and so how much does this cost? And I'm not doing that.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm not
sorry.
gonna barter with you. I'm not gonna go back and forth.
it's just like respectfully, I have plenty of people who respect the business of it because it is a business. I'm not just like out here on my own in my house.
Absolutely.
And there's plenty of techs at home. I'm not even trying to say there's anything wrong with that, but it's actually harder to be a tech at home because you're dealing with the whole business on your own. You're doing the customer care. You're, doing the appointment, the scheduling. It gets tedious. So yeah, I'm not the person to kind of go over that with, and I put as much information as I can in the bio, so like you get it. But yeah, I get a lot of DMs asking me about crazy things or a lot of prices. Like, and then when I tell them the price, when I used to, because in the beginning I was very, very humble, and I'd be like, I have to answer every DM. Like, that's rude. I can't ignore DMs. And I would just tell them the price, and they would be really like, oh.
Oh, all right. Oh.
Or someone would tell me, like, that's too
nails.
much. And I'm like, you respectfully don't have to see me. Like, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. So what is the range? What is the range that we're talking about so people can get an idea?
All right, I'll say this before I say the range. We all have things we like to spend our money on. Even people who don't have much money, we have vices, whether that be your drink on the weekend or a few drinks on the weekend.
Pair of sneakers here and there.
A little weed.
Shopping habits, a little weed perhaps. We all have our vices, our things. And I feel like if you're getting something that after doing for years and years and years, the quality of it is better, you have never had the same experience anywhere else, I think there's something to be said for that. So you're going to pay a little more.
Yeah.
It's not just putting beautiful art on your nails. We literally care about your nail health, and you will see the difference in damaged nails. It's not just extensions. Like, if you're a nail biter and you're like, look, I just want to stop biting my nails. I just want to have some kind of growth. We've gotten girls, and respectfully men, back from that who have been like, wow, I've never had my nails look so good. And it's because the foundation is everything. You can put shit on a silver platter and say it's steak, but like, it's not, if it's not, and you'll see that over time. So between that and the level of art that we're doing there, I work with about 10 other women who are amazing artists, and you're just going to get something you love there. People say it's just nails, and it's so much more than that for some people. Sometimes it's their wedding nails. Sometimes it's nails they're wearing for, they're about to be engaged. Or we had a woman come in the other day who, one of the artists, Michelle, that works with me, she painted like a cartoon version of this girl's family member who had passed. And like, that's super personal to you. And to see people walk out with like tears in their eyes, or, wear something to a special event, it really does, it impacts you as an artist. It makes you really feel like what you're doing brings joy, and I don't know, that's the point of life for me.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big. Nails are so important. That's like, as a woman specifically, I think that's one of the first things that people notice about you is your nails. Your face, and then your hands. Hands are super important.
Especially in the pandemic, because our faces are covered now. Everywhere I would go with my nails, usually like cash registers and things like that.
Clickety clack.
Yeah, and it's definitely like an extension of your like anything else, right? Like your fashion sense, it's an extension of your personality. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely, it's your style, it's your personality. You could tell a lot. At least I could tell a lot about people by their nails, their hands in general.
You see, that's how I feel about, and that's exactly how I feel about sneakers. I feel like I can really read and tell you about yourself. Depending on your footwear. I can tell you about yourself, and I can, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, what do my sneakers say about me?
Right now, I've never seen those Air Forces before. Yo, yeah, we got to get those on cam. Look at these joints.
These are okay. These are not crazy.
Those right there, those are spicy. Those are spicy because I never seen no Uptowns like that before.
And I'm kind of against like certain Air Forces being like custom, because I feel like it looks like
So those
like you went to get them like
air sprayed and
shit.
Those are custom?
No,
these are not custom.
They're not.
These off the rack.
What made me like them. I'm like, ooh, they look bleached.
Nah, these are nice. Those are cool. Those are cool. I like the many colors there.
But what is like a certain sneaker say to you about somebody? I need to know.
It's so many things, man. It tells me, number one, if you know how to dress. Number two, if you care.
Yeah.
If you care.
If you care.
Now, are we talking the brand if you care, or the level of cleanliness?
The level of I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
It's a mix of both, because the thing is, you can have a pair of sneakers that you've had for 5, 6, 7 years, and you still wearing them.
Yeah.
And they're still fresh. And I guarantee that everything else you got on is going to be just as fresh. There's some people who can have a pair of sneakers for 1 year and just
Dog them out.
Yeah.
dog them, just destroy them.
And still wear them.
And still wear them.
Right.
And that also tells me a little bit about yourself too. And I question your cleanliness. You know what I'm saying?
true.
Like I question what you do, how many showers you take in a week, because I don't
In
know.
a week.
I don't know.
There's
Do you shit in the
definitely-
shower? Do you shit in the shower?
Shout out
You
to
might
Just.
look like
Not
you know what I'm
that,
saying?
no.
Nah, because if you out here wearing black Uptowns, black Air Forces,
You're
the
a
black on
murderer,
blacks, yeah, that's what I'm
apparently.
saying. You out here stuffing bodies and shitting in the shower. You
Why
nasty,
did it take?
nigga.
Why did it take so long
shits
for
in the
people to
shower?
come around for that?
To shit in the shower?
No. On the black ups, like the black ups have been a sign forever, son. Like I don't know how
I
that's.
just had this theory since I was a kid that black sneakers make your feet smell. I don't.
As soon as you slip the sneaker off,
I don't know.
the
I don't
green
know.
fumes
I
just
know
come.
it doesn't make sense, but I just feel like in the summer, especially, like your foot's hotter in a black
Constant-
sneaker.
It's concentrating in there.
It's just hotter.
all
I don't
bacon in
know.
there.
So I always was never. I was a fan of the black Uptown.
I never was always a fan
was
of
always.
it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but it does say a lot. It says a lot about a person, you know?
Yeah.
If you a type that just wear J's all the time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, all right, cool.
Probably
that's
got
cool.
jorts too.
You definitely got
Yeah.
jorts. Shout out to my niggas
Yeah,
wearing the
if you
jorts
only
out
wear
here.
J's, you still wear jorts.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Because there's
like,
been so many good sneakers since J's. Like,
Oh, hell
Yes,
yeah.
it's a
you know what
fact.
I mean?
It's a
Like,
fact.
come on.
I like to see people wearing brands that you don't see often. So like New Balances, Asics, and stuff like that.
New Balance has been killing it for a minute.
New Balance has been on a heater
yeah,
Yes.
they've
for the
they've
past
out here.
almost like two, 3 years
100%.
now. They've been doing it. They're where Adidas was about 8-10 years ago.
Yes.
Or even
I
less.
agree with
That's
that.
a good
You know what I'm
point.
saying?
I agree
New
with
Balance
that.
is killing.
Coming up.
They bringing back a lot of their just original styles. They're doing some really just dope collaborations with a lot of dope designers.
How do you feel about these designers stepping more into like real sneakers, like Balenciaga and these Louis?
Like
what
the
do you
high
think of
fashion-
yeah, what do you think of those?
I think that they have realized the importance of street fashion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They understand that the individuals who are buying streetwear at this moment in time have enough money to actually afford the Pradas, the Gucci's, the Balenciagas, and all that other stuff. So why not appeal to that audience? You know, so if that's your target, you want people with money, and it's understanding that like it's not just white people, it's not just
Oh, right,
you know that
right.
1%. It's
Right.
everybody else, because people in the hood want to wear Gucci, Prada,
Yeah.
Fendi. They want to look good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so cater to them in that way. So cool. You get into the sneaker game, that's fine, but make sure that you're bringing on talent,
Yeah, therein lies the problem.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So where I'll give Versace, for example. Versace has done a great job at that. They've brought in, designers of color. So for example, Salehi Bembury, he brought out those chain reaction, those chain reactions, the 2 chains. You know what I'm saying, with the Cuban link sole bottoms. That was him. He designed those. That was a super fire pair of sneakers. And look at where he's at now. He's kind of like independent.
Yeah.
He's about to drop a Croc collab. He just dropped New Balance collabs.
Crocs.
Crocs.
How
Yo,
did
Crocs
Crocs
making
become
another
Nike?
co-
Crocs.
Yo,
I want to
deadass.
know why, because our generation, millennials, a lot of us is a little grown. and wanna be
We're trying to get comfy. We're trying to get comfy now, son.
want to be comfortable, because Jordans haven't always been that comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You suffer a little bit.
Not
It's
a
like
Jordan, but
yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
like-
Air Max 97, that's comfortable.
Yo, that's a
a
comfort.
nice little silver bullet.
That's
The
comfortable.
night, like, that's what I was gonna say earlier about you. You mentioned like dirty shoes. I think there are some shoes that if they not kind of like,
They tell a story. It can tell a
yeah,
story.
like there are
but
certain
it's to
shoes
a
that
point.
like Air Max Ones, for example, like if you always got some clean Air Max Ones on, I'm questioning like, because that's a everyday shoe, son. Like that's an everyday shoe.
That's fair.
And like I don't know, like people who wear Chucks. I
But
don't,
that's
like,
the thing. And like,
Hate your feet.
yeah, dead
Yes.
ass. Unless
Yo,
you wait,
Chucks-
unless you lifting weights, stop wearing Chucks. Yo, that's
You're
just
a masochist. Like,
yo,
Chucks are for the
you cannot
fucking
go a whole 8 hours
grave.
a
Nah,
day.
you can't.
A day?
You really
Your
can't.
feet?
nah.
Oh my God. Oh, I know your feet hurt when you got them. What was it? The Comme des Garçons joints on.
Yeah, a little hard
Yeah.
on it.
dying for fashion.
Yeah,
That's your
you
an-
dying
that's your
right
ankle's
now.
heart.
I know.
You're giving yourself a fucking
It's
1 year
true.
for fashion.
That's why every chick that got Louboutins on, I'm like, I know you hurt right now.
I gave up the heels a long time ago. Very rare special occasions.
Very rare.
Like where I cannot wear a pair of fucking
That's
Nikes
funny.
with, a gown, I guess.
Now you see that very rare special occasion. I bet you're gonna pull out. You gonna pull out something.
But it's not my favorite night. Like I can't wait to get back into whatever else.
That's not a heel.
It's not a heel.
I feel that.
That's like even Nikes. The worst Nike I ever wore for my foot were the fucking Dunks, man.
Oh,
Really?
man.
I was a Dunk head
I've heard
as
this
a
a lot.
teenager.
I never
Dunks
heard
and
this.
blazers.
And I was
about to
killing
say
myself.
blazers.
I
yes.
never wore blazers, but I never liked the silhouette of a blazer. But a Dunk used to put me
Yeah.
like.
Wow,
I had to get rid of
crazy.
some blazers that I waited online for forever, like those milk crate shits, and like I wore them once, and I was like, these are terrible. I gotta
Yeah,
get
they
these
start hurting that little bone right next to
Yeah.
the pinky toe right here.
That
that
literally
little
gives
area.
you that. Apparently, you wear any shoe that's narrow, it fucks your foot up for real.
It's true. It's true.
So comfort above all
Yeah.
else for me.
Enter the dad shoe. Shout out New
I wear
Balance,
some
you know what I'm
structures
saying?
every day.
I love a
Nike
New
structures.
Balance.
See now,
That's my everyday shoe, son. I love that shoe.
what's
The Nike structure tracks, the 91 joints.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I know off.
Let's pull up a pic. I hope that works. We've never done that before. We've never done that.
It will
I
work.
love that.
It will work.
I really love that. Cute pic.
Yeah, nah, see, but and I'm also going to understand respectfully what I'm about to say. I don't believe in an everyday shoe.
No?
Nah.
Wow.
I don't believe in an everyday shoe. I believe that it's important for everybody to, as many people as you can, just have a rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Respectfully.
Rotation is key.
But like if you running out somewhere, like that's your everyday shoe.
No,
The
no,
shoe
no, no,
where you
no,
gotta
no.
like
When you running out, that's your throw-ons. And to
Oh.
the croc.
So your guys' definition of
Yeah,
everyday
word.
shoe is different.
Yes. For me,
That's
an everyday throw-on, I'm going to run to the store real quick.
Yeah.
It's a croc or a slip-on Van.
Oh, okay.
Those are my two. It's either I'm going to throw on
I've
a
never
pair of
worn a
Crocs.
Van.
Oh, never worn Vans? Really? Explícame eso.
Why are you
Kind of
saying
goes out of
singular?
my I don't know. I feel like it's on New York.
Vans
Yes.
on New York.
It's kind of I can see that.
It is very California.
Yeah, I
It's a
can see
very
that.
California
And I
shoe.
only ever wore Chucks because I felt like Chucks look good with a Yankee jersey. So that's the only reason I ever wore a pair of Chucks.
Okay. Wow, I never heard that.
And that was like 2005.
You ever wore a pair of Vans?
Yeah.
Because they not New York.
I
It
don't
doesn't
wear-
like match the rest of my aesthetic. I feel like I would have to dress differently, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Like maybe that speaks to people who have better style than me.
That's
You know,
true. That's true though. You got to dress into like.
I feel
if
like
you're
it's
from
a
New York,
certain look with the Vans you gotta wear and certain things
Yeah.
I wear. That like I couldn't wear this sweatsuit with Vans.
Yep, that's a fact. If you like, I feel like if you from New York, like you dress like, oh shit, that person's from New York.
Right.
Vans, like you gotta dress into Vans.
But like that's kind of disrespectful to the skater community of New York because you know that's
a
deep.
wall word.
It
But
is
even
deep.
still, I feel like they wear more. I mean, they do. There are Vans are very prevalent, but I don't know.
Listen, I for
Debatable.
me, I like a lot of. For me, I'm all about the classic silhouette. So I'm a big checkerboard slip-on fan. So those, I just feel like you can live with those. They look great as soon as you pull them out the box. They're very, very clean. But then after years, and they start turning fucking
Oh no, you shouldn't have
beige
anything. That's
and
like
yellow.
ones.
I
You
love
should never
those.
have ones after a certain, like they're disposable.
The ones?
I'm saying like a pair of white like
oh,
ones.
Air Force Ones.
Oh, Air Force
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I've held on to my pair. I've had one pair of Air Force Ones.
But are
white
they
on
like
whites.
your do
That-
what
and
you
they didn't
gotta
yellow
like
and
do
shit?
shit in them?
Nah, I don't. I
You
pull
just
them out
want-
once. I probably
the
pull them
summer.
out once a year.
June 29th.
That's crazy, right? Like, cause I can't wear Uptowns just like that's a throw on a Wednesday.
You gotta
like,
first. You gotta find your headband. You don't know where you
yeah.
put it.
I gotta get my wristbands.
Your
There's a lot of,
You gotta
things
find
that
your
go into
wristband.
putting on white on whites.
Your
Gotta
3X
iron your long
UNC
white
jersey.
tee.
Your North
I'm putting
Carolina
on a
jersey.
wife beater. There's a wife beater that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Tank top. I'm sorry for those who don't refer to it as that. But,
right.
but
You
yeah.
can't say that anymore, right?
I know that's wild, yo. You can't even say.
Oh yeah. You can't. Sorry, it took me a minute to process what you
Yeah,
said.
man.
You can't say that.
Wife beater isn't okay.
Yeah. Can't say that.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I like a lot of I like to see people wearing having a diverse rotation.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's true what you was just saying before. Like, there are certain kicks that, like, you could beat them up and still wear them because you know that there's a story behind it. And, like, also depends on how you dress the rest of it, you know? So, like, a pair of ones.
And what are you doing with them?
Exactly.
Like, where are you going exactly?
So, a pair of bread ones that I've had forever that are, like, yellow soled and, like, you know what I'm saying? They talking out here. You throw on a pair of just brand new cream laces and then just throw on a regular fit.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really care. Just some jeans and a plain tee. You got a fit on.
That's true.
And you got a story because you've had those for years. You've gone through it. My feet, I have those bread ones that I'm talking about right now. Yeah. The only reason I'm giving them this much time is because I bought them at 8.5. I'm a size 9. So I've suffered. And I've stretched those motherfuckers out.
Stick the sole out and everything?
Nah,
like,
I never did that.
Oh, no?
Never did that. I can't raw dog it. I can't raw dog a sneaker. Unless we talking about not wearing socks.
It's a whole different fit.
It is a whole different fit. It's a completely different fit.
It hurts.
Too much.
Too much.
Can't do it.
Never too much, never too much, never too much. I don't even know how we got here.
No, that was a good conversation, though.
That was a fantastic conversation.
Because you said you could tell a lot about
I can't tell a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait.
I tend to agree with that.
So, wait a minute. I don't want to distract. Because there was a question that was asked that was not answered.
Oh, sorry.
How much we talking, Nick? How much we talking? What's the range? Don't give us a precise number. What's the range we talking, Nick?
So the range would be anywhere from at least 120 to 400.
Wait. What was that last number?
400.
400.
400.
400.
So that's like if so basically I only use Swarovski crystals, which is
okay.
Shout out to Swarovski.
There's nothing like it. I mean, it's basically they're cut in a way that it's like a diamond damn near. The crystals, you know, and they are very expensive even as a business, as wholesale. So I'm not gonna lose money on a set just for, you know. And some sets, if we're doing like a fully encrusted nail, that's 200, 300 stones. It's gonna be about a $400 set, you know, based on whatever. But like I said, man, people spend money on what they want to, and a lot of people want fly shit on their nails apparently, which is great for me.
Yeah, shit.
What's the lifespan on like?
So that's the thing too. I wouldn't even feel confident talking about pricing or even saying how great I think we are as a salon if we didn't last and keep your nails healthy, which is the most important part of it. Yeah. So even a set like mine, I mean, I've had this set on for over 3 weeks. I went hiking in the rainforest in Puerto Rico, like kayaking, motherfucking snorkeling with these things. Like, I don't want to hear shit.
Gotcha. Those are the ACG of nails, bro.
You know, you just gotta, there's ways to use your hands. It's a lifestyle for real. There's things you just do a little smarter. We like to say jewels, not tools. That's how you treat them. You know, I'm not trying to like
that's great.
MacGyver shit with these nails, but
I have a lot of questions specifically not about just having long nails as a female.
Are you gonna ask how women wipe?
Yes,
with
yeah.
them?
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask because
I never thought about that.
You never thought of? I always think about that.
That's one of the most annoying questions, simply because
I'm here to annoy.
I've never known anyone to wipe their asshole with their fingertips.
No.
Are you really getting in there like you scooping?
Remember when that dude got caught on?
Because everybody I know does the like wrap paper around the hand method.
It's the wrap. Oh, so you do the wrap paper around the hand method. So we wrap around the
fingers. We're never actually touching skin to skin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you?
And usually,
you never touch it.
If you're a decent person, you come in with a wet situation, right? So like, it gets handled. We're never again, jewels not tools. We're not getting in there like that.
So you just alluded to something kind of interesting. You use the wraparound method.
Yes, I think a lot of women at least do.
The wraparound. You use the wraparound?
Yeah, because even if you have short nails.
I know.
I know the wraparound.
Yeah, I've seen the wraparound.
Why would you want something all in your nail? Like, you're going to avoid that type of situation, so you're wrapping around,
Yeah.
What method do you use, Jeff?
Multiple fold apply and then hit a wipe after.
Wait, so
But like even when you fold though, are you not laying the paper well above your chin?
Oh yes,
No one's putting it like right here
but
and hoping for the best.
Here's the thing.
This is a nightmare, son.
Listen,
This is so personal. I didn't know we were going here.
this is where we are right now. Welcome. So me personally, the method that I use, I like to fold diagonals. So I'll get about 5.
You in there
five
doing
origami
origami
for your ass, like
For real.
I'm just saying. I feel like
He said,
that's.
we're gonna go with the cream today.
I feel like that method has the perfect amount of coverage.
all right.
Okay. Because it ends up looking like a pocket square when you wipe your ass. So you're getting both sides as you
I
go.
am done.
So regardless of the fact, my point is you're folding it. It's now in your palm, and you got to juggle this. You got to juggle this on your palm.
Why are we juggling? Why are we making things dangerous?
Because you don't want it to fall. What if a wind comes by and just blows the tissue paper off your
the
hand?
strong bathroom wind.
I mean, I gotta leave the window open.
oh my god.
I'll answer.
This is the reason also why y'all should get strong ply toilet paper, son. Stop getting that fucking
Listen with the
Mark
one
Howell
line.
bullshit.
You don't love yourself.
Yeah, love your asshole a little bit,
Hey,
son.
yo.
I'm just
That's
saying.
fucking
But
scratchy.
that's a fact.
You gotta like be nice to it, son. Like
You might as well take like the sneaker box tissue paper. Like that shit is just raw
Rough.
and crunchy. Like I don't want that near my skin ever.
Rough.
We springing for the angel soft.
Yeah,
Never.
two plies a must. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but like my mom is very old school. She still uses 1 ply.
Right?
I don't. Yeah, Scott 1 ply. I don't know. I don't
they
get
can't
it.
shake it. They can't shake.
I don't
the
get it.
lifestyle,
And I
son.
told my mom last time I was there, and I used the bathroom with the door open when I'm in my mother's house. And I said to her, I was
So
like, why are you
upsetting
living like
for her.
this? But
Terrible
because,
for her.
I mean, I'm an only child. I don't
Also,
know.
you was
okay.
spoiled.
I mean, spoiled, it depends your
little-
level of spoiled. You know what I mean?
What's the definition of spoiled?
I mean, no, I said it depends your definition of spoiled. I was not. My mom just brought me fruits to my room every day, on a bowl on the
That's not
fucking
That's not
tray.
spoiled.
That's not spoiled.
That's
It's just
loved.
She wanted
I've
to
never
make sure that I
known
was.
such happiness.
You wouldn't.
It's nutrition. It's nutrition.
Brought me fruit.
That's it. My point is that I used the bathroom door open. And I asked her, I said, Ma, why you living like this? 1 plied out. Because you know how many extra I gotta really pull that roll in order to
son.
do my method because it's a lot of paper.
Yeah. Yeah, it's thin.
But she's like, no, eso me sirve bien así mismo. I'm like, what do you mean? You know that it could be so much softer. Like
There's a better world
way.
out there.
it-
It's a
it
softer
is.
world
It's
out
different.
there.
It's different.
We don't gotta live like this no more,
She
mama.
is tough.
Fucking tough.
She's tough. That's a tough
It's
lady.
tough.
You know what I mean?
Got tough.
Got tough.
They should have just made the commercial just based off of that right there.
Right.
That's the insight.
Give me my check.
Scott Tough.
But
for
that's
any
not a
asshole.
good catchphrase for like you don't want that to be your
Probably not.
They're leaning into it.
right.
I still don't know how we got here. Anyway,
This might be the worst one.
probably.
right.
But
Because you said you had questions for long nails. So I knew the
Yes.
first one would be that.
yes.
What are other long nail questions I need to know?
What are the things that you can't do?
Okay. Getting your card out the fucking ATM or the Metro card. I know there's an app now, but I'm old school. I still won't get the Metro card app.
Yeah.
Is a MetroCard app?
Yeah, you
yeah.
just like
Oh,
put
shit,
the
that's
little
right, that's
thing
right,
to the
that's right.
thing.
Yeah,
Man, I'm there like pinching it, and they make tweezers. They make like a whole thing for it, but I never have that shit. And I'm just one time I had to ask a lady to get it out for me.
Damn.
It was bad.
God.
What else can I do? That's really it. Besides that, I could type fast. I mean, I box with nails. Like I said, I just went to Puerto Rico with some nails and did all the nature shit. So
Look at
yeah,
that.
I do it all.
Art
now.
Nail NYC.
Right.
Art Nail NYC. They'll make your cuticles
train you.
last. Now, let's
Not that.
I want to just jump straight into it. Not that we haven't already been in it for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
In it for a minute. In it. Shout out to Top Boy. But Nick, this artistry, this art form,
Yeah.
this didn't just happen overnight.
No.
But you also, this is kind of like a newfound thing for you.
It's definitely a new career for me. I feel like I've been creative forever. I definitely was always the one in the family to like want to entertain, put little shows on, and I would like try to force my brother to be a part of them. And my dad was really cool about letting us have like camcorder at the time, you know, it was old VHS big ass thing, and we just would, you know, go crazy with our imaginations. We would try to recreate shows and shit. So it started doing things like that. And in school, I felt like I was always most excited and excelled in like art class and music class. And I never really felt like I could call myself an artist because I thought that was something you had to be like actively doing or being paid for to be considered such. So, you know, and like if I'm being fair, I didn't really think I was doing any art at the time that was like significant or original. Right. You know, it was a lot of like, oh, I really love this character. Like I think I remember watching some shit on Nickelodeon. It was like, you could draw like Hey Arnold, and I was like, oh, okay, I could do that. That was easy. And yeah, like I'm good at copying shit, but I never really felt like I was doing anything that was really showing that I had a level of skill maybe other people didn't have. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I got kind of really complacent in life with just like working a mediocre ass job. I was just getting by on that. And something, I think, you know, everyone comes to a point in life where like you just kind of question what is like, what am I doing? You know, what's going to be the future? You know, because I think when you're young enough, you don't really care about that. Or you don't think about that because you feel like you'll be young forever. And all you have to do is go to school. And once, you know, real life kind of hit me, I wasn't really a person who went to school. I dropped out of high school. I really was not, you know, studious at all. I was really good in art. Really good at music, and those were like the only credits I had, and I had to be signed out of school. And my father pretty much was like, well, you're gonna have to work if you're not gonna go to school. And I started working as a medical receptionist, and I was really good at it because I've always been good with people. I've always been really like, you know, take anything I do with like a level of pride. And I just started getting so miserable doing that, and felt like there was no other option for me because of my age or lack of education. And I think it was just a combination of like being sick and tired of it, and knowing that like I had a gift but I didn't know where to like challenge it. And I had done like internet radio before. I had painted canvases, I had done artwork on other things, I had like dabbled in music a little bit, but that none of that really ever felt like I'm on, you know, like I'm on the right path, or this is what I should be doing. And I kind of gave up on all that. And so between being sick of work and just deciding, like, I always had an affinity for nail art as, you know, someone who just wanted dope shit on my nails. And I couldn't get appointments with girls that were on Instagram like myself because they would be, like, either super booked or they were working for themselves and were, like, they put a cap on the clientele they would take. And it was just me, so I said, maybe I could fucking learn how to do nails. Like, what's it gonna take? So I started looking into it. I went to Christine Valmy, which is a nail school, it's actually a cosmetology school in Times Square, but they do a program just for the nails, which is kind of rare because usually you have to do the whole cosmetology, which is esthetician, you know, hair. And I didn't really have interest in that. It's also, I think, like 3 times the amount of hours you need to get to be licensed, and it's really expensive. I think it was like $10,000 at the time. And for me, that was like really fucking out of, you know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. When you're living check to check, you can't even fathom like $10,000 for anything. So my program was clearly much cheaper. It's 250 hours. And I just had like this epiphany at school that like, I really loved to do this, and I wasn't even any good then. I just loved like figuring it out and seeing myself in real time excel it. And affirmations are big, you know. I feel like whatever it is you do, if you're around people who are already doing it, it's so important for that feedback, for people to tell you like, yo, you're good at this, keep at it. Because I think a lot of time without that, we don't see it in ourselves, and you kind of need someone to see that in you first.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened to me at school. And I was tired. Like, I was still working at the hospital from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And then I was going to school Saturday to Sunday, 9 to 5. And I just would get this second win on Saturday morning where, like, normally I wouldn't even want to wake up on a Saturday morning. Like, this is my day off. I'm just going to lay here for hours. And I just would feel this, like, energy of, like, nah, girl, you're doing something that's, like, good for you. Even if it doesn't pan out, like, it's good for you right now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's so many other things to say about that time. I feel like I'm going on a tangent, but...
Nah, we
yeah, like, I was going through probably one of the worst times of my life then. Like, I was technically homeless. Like, I never was on the street, but I didn't have my own place. The place I was supposed to move to, something happened, like, a week before I was supposed to move in, and it was a nightmare, and I really struggled at that time. I was kind of staying, you know, on friends and family's couch or extra room, and that alone is hard enough to, like, overcome, and, you know, because you feel like you're getting nowhere fast, and you're like, damn, I'm working, I'm busting my ass, but I'm still in what's perceived to be a bad situation, you know, it could be worse. I know people who don't have that type of support, so I do feel like I was lucky, even though I was down at the time. And, yeah, it didn't look like I was going to be able to pull out. And I've had a history of, like, failing at school or procrastinating or, you know, putting shit off to the side and thinking I could get back to it. But something just, like, fueled my fire to, like, stay with that. And, yeah, I graduate school. And I still don't know what that's going to look like. Like, where am I going to work? What kind of money am I going to make? How's that going to be? And I was really lucky enough that some girl randomly on Instagram saw that I was graduating. That's also why I don't believe in people be like, oh, stay low, don't show people what you're doing, or, like, build in silence. No, fuck that. Because there's community on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, it is what you make it, I feel, social media. So if you just want to portray this perfect lifestyle and you're doing it, cool, and that's dope for you. But I like to show that I'm doing it, and I like to show how I did it, because that is what makes people reach out to you, offer you help or ask for help or be inspired in some way. And a girl I didn't know from a can of paint was like, yo, I see you just graduated nail school. I know this dope salon in the West Village. Like, you'd probably be a great fit. I don't know you. How do you know I'm a great fit? Like,
just from seeing what you've been posting.
Just from seeing what I've been posting, right. I could be a terrible person, but you're, like, extending this olive branch to me. Yeah. I jump on it. I hit up the person who's Satya. She's the owner of Art Nail. And, you know, she's clearly a very busy person and was just like, what are you looking to do? You want to work here? You want to be trained here? And I was like, both, everything, whatever. Like, I want to get involved in this industry.
Scrub some toilets. Just show me how to do the nails.
I won't scrub toilets.
She won't scrub toilets.
However,
I would scrub toilets, though.
I did that, like, respectfully. So this is also, I feel, a big part to mention the story. I have no shame in mentioning I'm 30. I just turned 36 years old. I didn't figure.
Happy fucking birthday.
Thank you.
We're 2 August babies. Shout out to y'all. Happy birthday.
When are you? August what?
27.
Hey, I'm the 6th.
Oh, August is Leo.
Yes, Leos. So, yeah, I didn't figure this shit out until, I didn't have that epiphany until I was 34. So I feel like that's also a testament to, like, don't limit yourself, you know, especially society, I think, puts these pressures on us to be at a certain place at a certain age, and it's just not the same path for everybody, you know? But I struggled with that for a long time. It's easy to feel like you're not living your potential when you are at a certain point. And that's where I was. And so I'd reached out. She asked me what I was willing to do, whatever. And I went for an audition. And I just really was blessed after that to have been able to be a part of that team. What I will say specifically about Satya is that she's completely self-made. She started that salon by herself in 2017. Amazing. She came from California, no real knowledge of the city, and just figured it out and started in Chelsea Market in, like, standing in, like, a not even 10 by 10 area and just got it out the mud like that. Got her salon, and we're in the West Village. And really, just in the short time I've been there, which is November of 19, has built up that business to where we have 10 other techs now. We started with like 4, and we have about 3 receptionists. It's beautiful. And, you know, even more so how resilient we've been through COVID and just how much my life changed. I mean, I went from working in medical offices and, you know, having to wear business casual shit and be very professional to, I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's a level of professionalism I still carry with the industry I'm in now. It's just like I can actually be a person. I could be an individual. I don't have to just discuss business as usual. You know, I get to wear what I want to wear, be myself. We're a very liberal salon. There's not really much talk of the right in there. So, you know, it's of like-minded type of people. We are very community-oriented as well. We respect our neighbors and, you know, people suffered during COVID, and we just came back harder. Like, I'm really proud to work there. And my talent really developed over an insane time for everybody. I had been 4 months into the salon. I was still doing really basic things, like, you know, one color or very minimal shit. I was nowhere near doing the art on the level I'm doing now. And I had just been in quarantine, like, practicing, doing shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do stuff that, like, speaks to me. Like, I probably know no one's coming in for a Only Built for Cuban Link set. So that was the first set I did where, like, I really challenged my skills. I was like, maybe I could paint Raekwon and Ghost. Maybe I can do that.
Pull up the pick. New stuff.
And I did. And it was incredible. Like, I even sold that set to a man who just wanted them for, like, his decor, like his hip-hop decor. He wasn't going to wear them or nothing, so I framed them for him and sold them to him.
That's fire.
And that's when I, like, really realized, like, I could make a lot of money off this skill. Like, I was thinking so small when I started. I was like, I'm happy just to do, like, a perfect French. I'm happy to... And I knew, you know, because the industry has changed, I knew I wouldn't be doing it for pennies, but I just didn't really know my potential. Right. And I definitely built that over quarantine, and the rest is kind of history.
It's pretty great. It's
That's
pretty
amazing.
fucking great because to see, you know, especially again how long we've known each other, like literally you've done it all, and like seeing you find that niche is like it's super inspiring, honestly, because like I think that's like the hardest thing. We were just talking about this shit. Creatives have a really hard time at finding like exactly what their calling is and what it is that they're meant to be doing, because they're pulled so many different ways and can express themselves in so many different ways that it's like jack of all trades, master of none type thing. But like sometimes you just find that one thing that you're just like, nah, I can't let this go. Like
right,
it's
just so
like an
strong.
itch. Yeah,
and you don't understand until you actually feel it. Life is fucking hard, you know, and I think you get caught up in that, and dreams are sometimes just dreams, and especially if you grew up hard, no one really helps you realize that dream, or not so much help, but it's just not tangible. Like if you come from a family where no one has really been an artist, or no one has really like gone to college, it's hard to see yourself going past that or doing something different. You know, we really are mostly products of our environment. So I think it just takes that little bit of nerve, or again, just being sick and tired. And it could be situations you create for yourself. You know, I never want to sound like, woe is me. People have it so much harder than me. You know, I've been blessed in so many ways, but I was truly unhappy, and happiness is everything. Absolutely. You know, and it looks different to everybody. Yeah. What makes me happy may not make you happy, vice versa, but you have to fight for that. I think to give up, especially I had nothing holding me back at the time as far as like, you know, I don't have a family to come. It's, you know, having children is a whole job in itself. So you can't really be selfish. So I feel like it may have been a little selfish for me at that time had I had those responsibilities. Yeah. But all I was giving up was another year of a good time. What did I have to show for all these years of doing what I wanted, having a good time? You know, nothing. I was just making it.
And just that level of discipline to be able to kind of see it through. because I think a lot of times too, you know, when you're kind of on a path for something and you're trying really hard and you kind of giving it everything, like, and sometimes you don't see immediate results, like that shit is defeating, son. Especially when you like are doing everything right, like that,
right, the right way,
yeah,
or what you're told is right, and you're not seeing the payoff that you're told you get.
Exactly.
That's why it's really so important, I think, to understand that everybody has a different journey.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think a lot of us, like, who are products of television, for example, like products of growing up in front of the TV and seeing like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're so programmed, and I think like, you know, we're about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I've realized over whatever amount of time is that it's just as important to unlearn as it is to learn.
Yeah. That's most important, in my opinion.
Because we're really so programmed to think that, yo, there's a process for everything.
Yeah.
And just because there is a process for everything doesn't mean that a new process cannot be made.
Right.
You know, and your journey is very unique to you. And you know, you could have done or be doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
no
it just
guarantee.
doesn't pan out that way.
Exactly.
You know, like same, you know, very different, similar. I was horrible at school.
Yeah.
And I was not, you know what I mean? Like, I just knew I had to go to school.
Yeah.
I knew that there was no, you not going to college was not an option for me.
Right.
Because my product of the
Your family would
environment,
not.
my mother, my aunt, they all went to college. So to me, the bar was you just got to finish college and you get a job.
Yeah.
That's what I knew. As you get older, you start realizing, yo, the idea of this, like, not going to college, it is completely plausible. Like, it is completely plausible, and you can be even more successful than some of those individuals who did dedicate their time and you know, to whatever. And that's what a lot of parents, I feel like, are afraid to tell their kids. And the reality is this, is that you got to give them, I don't want to say you got to give your kids the opportunity to choose, but at a certain age, like, you got to, like, let them know, like, it's all right.
Yeah.
You got to be there for them.
Just
not be their safety net, but you got to be there for them. I mean, this is just me talking out my ass right now.
Sure,
but-
well, I mean,
I agree.
you are also a parent, so I think it's relative. It's like none of us, the thing, and you learn this about your parents, and you learn this, I think, as a parent. I'm not, but I feel like it's only inevitable that, like, people really are individuals, and you could try to force someone into a box and make them, but again, happiness is everything. So It's like, if you made your child or reinforcing your child, they have to do this way and be this with, you know, I've known I've read stories of lawyers, of wildly successful people who drastically changed their life in their 40s, 50s, 60s, just because that's not what they wanted to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's what made them maybe, secure financially, but it didn't give them real fulfillment. And I think if you have a child and, you know, you always want the best for your child, but sometimes, you know, we underestimate the emotional intelligence of people, even at a young age, to kind of know what they want.
Yeah.
And I think when you hear that someone doesn't go the traditional route of education and whatnot, is that they're lazy somehow. And I truly believe, especially living it in the present, that you work even harder when you do what you love. When you are the boss, that's your shit, you work even harder because it's your baby. It's your, you know, it's everything you sacrificed for, versus working to make somebody else wealth. You know, and that works for some people. Some people like being in a box. Some people like the routine and the formality of things, and that's great, and we need those people, right? I could never be a doctor. I could never be a fucking lawyer. Those are extremely difficult jobs that takes a lot of education and, you know, a straight path to do. But there's also something to be said for people who are wildly successful doing it their own way.
Yeah.
And it does take a lot of hard work and dedication, you know?
Damn. This is probably the smartest episode we've ever had. And
This is the pinnacle. This is what we've been hoping
this is
for.
what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is what you've
it
been
only
waiting
took
for.
21
people.
episodes.
But
we're here.
Listen.
Wait, hold on. Before you say that, because, like, it only took 21 episodes, but we've been trying to set this up since, like, Oh, for a while, since
Yeah.
you were part of the New York accent challenge, that was actually
that's right.
Yeah.
That was actually when we were like, "Yo, bro, this shit is hilarious."
So for those of you who recognize the voice, this is a celebrity in her own right, not just because of her artistry, but also because of her talent of just being born. You was just born this way. You know what I'm saying? You got the most New York voice.
No.
You got the most New York voice, and I this is funny actually, because before coming here, I was telling my wife about you, and I said to her, I was like, Nick is probably the only other female that I know that speaks as like New York as you do. My wife is
Oh, yeah?
my
Yo,
wife
word.
is Puerto Rican,
I
from East
love it.
Harlem.
I love it.
You know, born and raised right in El Barrio or whatever, but she is like, you hear her speak and it's like, damn, you
Yeah.
from New York.
from
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You hear that, you know, like every time she's talking to me, I feel like she hates me. You know what I'm saying? Like she's mad at me all the time. Like,
Damn.
it's like, damn.
It's a love language, for
You know?
sure.
And like, she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
That New York,
Yeah.
like, we have a level of aggressiveness that is world renowned.
It's like aggressive tenderness. I don't
it
know.
is.
Exactly.
Yes,
it's not being.
aggressive
It's not mean.
tenderness.
It's just like,
No.
bro. What
because I will help anybody in the street. Like, don't get me wrong. I will curse somebody out for almost hitting me with their car. But at the same time, like, if I see somebody fucking struggling to walk the crosswalk or some shit, I'm going to help them.
Yeah,
If I see
word.
somebody on the street, I'm usually going to feed them. It's like we get this bad rap for being not nice people. We're very nice.
Legit. It's like, what can you do? Think about it. Like, everybody's like, oh, if you got to walk a certain speed in New York. Yes.
That's a
Yeah, you
fact.
do.
Because otherwise, you ever seen
It's
The
a
Lion
fact.
King, son?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers get trampled.
Yeah.
You don't walk.
You don't want to end up like Mufasa.
Yeah, you don't want to
on
end up like
42nd
Mufasa.
Street because
No.
you can.
Nah,
Yeah, it could happen to you.
it can happen to you. So don't, slow down.
It's a sidewalk, not a side stand. That's what I say. all the time.
Hey,
Put some pep in it.
put some pep on the sidewalk. Know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I will say the only thing I have about the New York accent thing is I just want to make it clear that I don't think that I have the best New York accent. And I only say that because
The humility.
I think there's so many accents that make up a New York accent. And
so
that's
true.
what's
Facts.
fucking ill about New York is that I am just as New York as the lady up in fucking in
this
the
area,
Bronx,
yeah.
in this area, or an old Jewish man from Midtown or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many dialects in the New York accent that it's like I'm honored to be considered, but like I don't think you could truly even crown somebody. There's so many great ones. Harlem accents, I fucking love a
Yo.
Harlem accent.
I think that was the beauty of the whole challenge is that it painted that mosaic. It created that mosaic, and
Yeah.
you saw like it was like, yeah, that's New York, but it's not. It's a different
Right.
place.
It's not just
Yeah.
like New York is not one accent or
You got to
even
hear.
like your Indian,
Yes.
Yeah.
cabbies or
Ak
food
at the
trucks.
bodega, you know what I
right?
mean?
Like even that New York specific accent is like music to my ears.
Yeah.
I love them all. Yeah.
It really like this. The accent really, it does that. It accentuates New York in a way that makes it special because again, you could be in Brooklyn and your shit'll sound completely different than
Yes.
like it does in the
And
Heights.
even within Brooklyn, like there's so many parts. Brooklyn is huge.
Yeah.
First of all, it
North
could take
Brooklyn
you an
versus South
hour and
Brooklyn.
change to get to one part of Brooklyn from the other. I've lived all over Brooklyn. I know.
Yeah.
South Brooklyn, which is where I'm originally from, is a specific type of, Brooklyn accent versus Dominicans in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Versus, there's Polish people in Greenpoint. Like, it's just, it's
What's
crazy.
where we fish at? Sheep's Head Bay. There's like
Sheep's
a
Head
big
Bay
like
is heavy.
Ukrainian
They be
population
fishing.
Right.
around.
There's a lot
there.
of
very
Albanians out
big
there.
Russian,
Russians.
Ukrainian community
Still got a
out
New York
there.
accent.
Yeah, 100%.
A New York accent.
So it's
amazing.
It's a great city to represent. I feel like we all do in our own way. But I was definitely honored to be a part of that. The ironic thing is that I used to be really embarrassed of my accent and would try to like code switch. So like at work,
Really?
at work I would like really put on the. So I'd be
Same.
like, "Good morning, so and so's office. Do you have like do you have an appointment? You need to schedule an appointment. Like, we're trying really hard not to.
Sound a little like a sex worker.
Yeah.
Appointment.
I wasn't going for that. I was not going for that. But, you know, very, like,
Yeah.
not rough around the edges, because unfortunately I felt like people would label me right away, like, oh, this girl doesn't sound very educated, or it sounds a little like too much from the streets, or, you know, I felt like that was unfortunately associated with that accent, or more importantly, the like whole Italian stigma of like mafia, and like I don't fuck with none of that. Like I'm very regular American Italian. Like maybe I cook really good food, but like besides that, no, we're not like gabagool Italian, fist pumping Jersey Shore, none of that. With respect to those people, but like that's not me. And yeah, I felt like if I spoke a certain way, I would get labeled that way. But it ended up working out for me later.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about how this world kind of opened up, because you kind of got brought in through Nico, New York Nico.
Yeah, shout out to New York Nico.
And so now you're kind of a part of this, for lack of better terms, a part of this ecosystem, this New York Nico ecosystem.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so
Surely.
tell us a little bit about that relationship and how that kind of expanded, because a lot came out of that.
I didn't know him at all prior to entering for the accent contest, and the only reason I had really done that was because a lot of my friends were linking me and like, yo, you have one of the best accents, you got to do it. And I was like, all right, you know, fuck it. I had been used to, I'm a child of the internet, you know, I was 16 when AOL was around. So I'm used to already putting myself out there for no reason, right? I did podcasts for a long time too. Like, I'm a Leo. Like, so I like some level of entertaining. And I said, fuck it, I'll just do this accent challenge. So did like a little spiel. I definitely hammed it up a little more, because like my dad says things like lollygag and shit. And so like in the thing, I'm like, yeah, people around here, this was when this was in April of 2020. So we were just still figuring shit out. And I was like, yeah, I'm walking by the park and motherfuckers are out there lollygagging, like no mask. Like, what are you doing? So I also had my niece's bearded dragon, which I fell in love with.
Oh my goodness.
I never thought I'd fall in love with a bearded dragon.
Petting it the whole time.
But Frederick is my man.
Frederick?
Like, yeah, Freddie.
That's mad funny. I sent a Jeff a screenshot of that.
That's what
Was
his
his birthday just passed or something?
No, it was a while ago.
It had the little hat on?
It had the hat on.
So I was like, you know what? That can only like enhance this video.
Yeah.
So I had him on my shoulder, petting him. You know,
they
are the puppies of reptiles. Apparently, by the way, they're very like cuddly. They like to be,
you know,
they like attention. Yeah, they
interesting.
like. Yeah,
the puppies of reptiles.
The puppies of reptiles. That's what I heard.
Reptiles, bearded
Never
dragons.
knew it. So me and Frederick make our debut, and mind you, I'm still like homeless at this time. I'm 4 months into the nail game, which now the world has decided we're
Shut
done.
it down.
This is
So
good enough.
I have definitely like a crisis at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, like, no, damn, I find my passion, starting to excel at work. Now I'm excelling at home doing this crazy art, and this is it. These are the end of times. Like, are we ever going outside again? I didn't know. So I'm depressed, rightfully so. I'm looking at this video just go crazier and crazier. And then he started doing like a bracket. And I'm like leveling up in this, and I've never like been good at anything in my life. So I'm like, I mean, I guess maybe, but you know, nothing like where I was getting
being
this
too
much
humble
attention.
over here.
I don't know, man. There's something about like 600,000 people seeing you do something that you're kind of like,
holy shit, yeah.
whoa, like, okay.
Wow.
So it blew up like that, and I didn't win, but I ended up being like best in borough for Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And just based off that, I was like, you know what? I'll probably never get attention on this level again. Let me like bring it somewhere like no one else can. So Nico hits me up and he's like, yo, New York Times is interested in what I'm doing. Like, we're going to do a Zoom call live with the New York Times. You down? And I was like, yeah. So now my little brain starts working, my little creative self, and I'm like, what can I do to separate myself from these people on this Zoom call? We're all going to be clacked on our fucking accents. And I'm like, I'm gonna do some New York nails, like some shit, like some real fucking New York nails. So I go in, I do the Brooklyn Bridge, I do the Greek coffee cup, I do a hot dog, I do the subway map, and then I do one with Nico's logo on there, just, you know, to kiss a little ass. And New York Times, I did like the infamous Old English NY.
Yeah.
So they see the nails and they're like, wow, that's incredible. So the New York Times does it's. Oh, also, I was in the New York Times physical copy.
Word.
Yep.
Not just my name, but my little face.
Yep, we seen
Next to Malibu Mitch, who's a dope rapper herself. But that was fucking ill. Like, when was I ever going to be in the New York Times? And they did a whole feature on my nails, too. So I was like, this is fucking sick. I'm so happy to do this. And from there is where I think Nico really, like, said, all right, she's got this accent. She clearly has something a little special, but she's also super talented in what she does. So then he just started hitting me up with opportunity after opportunity. It started with the Knicks commercial. He was like, yo, the Knicks have me directing the commercial. Are you down? Yes, of course. Mind you, I'm going to make it so clear, I'm just not a sports fan.
Got you.
So people immediately thought like, oh, you must be a super Knicks fan. I'm like, I promise you I'm not. And it's only because I don't know the game.
Yeah.
But I was, you know, I'm not going to front. I was not a Knicks fan per se. But I'm a New York representative. Like, I don't fucking really know baseball like that, but I will always rep for the Yankees.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's in my blood a little. My dad's a diehard Giants, Yankee, Ranger, Knicks fan. That's it. Those are the four.
That's the combo, yeah.
That's it. So I have to love him even if I don't. And that was probably the biggest moment of like, damn, girl, you're on the right path. Because here I am, not even a year into my field. We got shut down with COVID. And I'm about to be in a Knicks commercial, not only for my accent, but for my nails. So amazing. That was like a huge opportunity for me doing that. And then he used me again in his did he direct? I think he directed it. He was part of the Biggie and Kith
the die capsule that dropped.
The capsule, Kith, with Kith, which again, just another amazing opportunity. I mean, being from Brooklyn, Biggie being like this bigger than life figure in all of our lives. I mean, I've never been really religious. To me, Biggie has been like that saint, you know what I mean? Like revered as like this holy figure, and I mean, rightfully so. He was amazing, you know?
He invented the 10 crack commandments.
Come on.
I mean.
Come on.
Hello?
Come on. Everybody knows at least one 10 crack commandment.
At least one.
At least one. But, you know, just legendary in itself that I would do anything with Nico. I trust his vision. I respect him as a person, humanitarian, which he very much is. And it's like, I would do anything with him. But just the fact that was somehow involving Biggie. And when they first brought it up to me, they were like, yeah, so we're going to like lip sync Juicy. And I'm like, fucking yes. They're like, do you know the words? And I'm like, I know the words? Like front and back. So I thought we were really lip syncing. But when we went to shoot it, he's like, no, I want you like rapping that part in your voice. And I was like, oh. All right, you guys know I sound like a chipmunk, right? But it was fucking ill. I mean, come on, his son was in it.
Yeah.
Like,
CJ,
if you would ever told me, like, yeah, one day you'll be in a commercial with Biggie's son, I'd be like, sure, ooh, maybe. But even that, I did this really crazy Biggie set for that, and again, just kind of keep testing myself, my limits as an artist. I just feel really, really, really lucky, you know? They say if you love what you do and never feel like work, I don't think that's accurate. I work my ass off, but there's such a reward
at the end of it.
At the end of it, I'm not saying it's the same path for everyone. You're going to be in commercials, but I think it truly speaks to the fact that this is something I'm supposed to be doing. So I spent a long time in another field and didn't really climb anywhere. So to climb so steadily, so quickly, really lucky.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, word.
Now, I have a just random question.
Yeah.
When it comes to nail art.
Of course.
Traditionally in this field, I always see Asians.
Okay.
You not being of Asian descent, has that benefited you or in any type of way? Because there is like some uniqueness to the fact that there's this non-Asian person doing nails. I wonder is she any good or she must be really, really dope. Has that ever come across? Have you ever felt any type of shade from that community or anything whatsoever?
I don't know if I felt shade as much as I felt that it's unexpected. People do find it a little interesting that you'd pick something up like that is predominantly, been cultivated by Asians. But the real truth behind all that is nail art, nail extensions, nail color really comes from Egypt. And those are really the first people who were doing that. And like a few other things, Asian people kind of just made it their own, like they elevated, you know what I mean? They capitalized on it.
Like Tex-Mex food.
Right. So truly, Egyptians are to be credited with the art form. Right. However, yes, of course, it's been a heavily Asian ran thing, but I wouldn't say I've felt like any negative effects. It's definitely more of a surprise. Like when I go into I still go into salons to get my feet done. Doing your feet, I don't care how good you are, is a bitch. I want to, it's my relaxed time too. So I go get my feet done, and it's predominantly Asian salons, and they'll see my nails usually and be like, oh my God, your nails are so nice. Where do you go? And when I tell them I do nails, it's really met with like, no, you don't. Like,
wow.
Like you didn't do that. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But when I start breaking down like technique and product to them, then they know what I'm talking about. And they're like, then they usually try to ask me to work for them. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was met with much hate. What I will say is that there's been a need for a change in that industry for long. Typically, your experience going into a traditional salon would be you go in, you immediately, you even say hello. They're like, pick a color. You pick a color. Maybe you want to design and you show them. Maybe they could do it. Maybe they can't. But there's never a clear communication because of the, language barrier. And you kind of just get what you get and you don't get upset. And that's in regards to like nail damage, things that we've become accustomed to as patrons that like you think is normal. But going to nail school alone just taught me about sanitary conditions that you just can't fucking play with. And when I think back to experiences I had at salons, I'm like, wow, that was really bad. That was really unsanitary. That could have ended up bad for me, and I've been lucky. But plenty of people have gotten funguses and really terrible things happen to them from those experiences. So I think it's really nice to kind of, usher in a new normal.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're going to have a clear dialogue about your nails. I'm going to educate you about your nails and, really show you that the proof is in the pudding. And, again, back to pricing, like I wouldn't even feel comfortable working at a salon that would charge those prices if the quality of work and art wasn't at the level it is.
Yeah.
See, and that's big, because the first thing I think about is like, shit, you know how big of a marketing tool you are? Just you yourself? Like your personality is larger than life. You know what I'm saying? Your art form, your artistry, your talent is amazing. And now if I owned one of these salons, and like here uptown, you got a lot of Dominicans that do nails.
And I love that.
And that's really, really dope. Like I know when the nail lounge opened a few years ago over here, that was a very big deal uptown.
Yep.
And like shout out, I don't know the woman's name, but she's a business owner. She was killing it and still killing it.
Yeah.
So it's really dope to be able to see like, our like us, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that you just see all the time, be able to communicate with them clearly. And like you said, the whole education process.
You're creating a whole new idea of job for younger people.
Yeah.
Whoever. Because it's not limited to just women. So really it's just kind of showing you there's another avenue for you. You could do nails too. You could love nails and be passionate about nails and be involved in nails. And I mean, sky's the limit, whether you want to be working in a salon like I am, or you want to work for yourself, or you want to travel, or you want to be in education. There's editorial. I mean, sky is truly truly the limit when it comes to this career. And if you're lucky enough to be in a salon like we work, I mean, I'm respected as an individual. My time is the time I want and make the schedule I want. That doesn't mean I don't have a level of responsibility or, you know, you relying on me being there when I say I will, but I truly get to be an individual. And back to the, like, my personality being wrapped up in it. When I started, I thought I had to be like everyone else and make a separate nail page from my page. And my boss was just like, first of all, you already have a following on your page. People who either already follow you and like you or are drawn to you are going to want to come get their nails done by you. And then people who do your nails for or meet the first time doing nails will follow you and kind of be drawn to you in that way too. And it kind of just feeds the other. And then especially, you know, I would have never known I was going to go viral with the Nico thing. So that adding to it, it brings a different level. Like, I had so many people hit me up just about the Nick nails. Like, wow, could you do a basketball on my nail like that? And I'm like, sure, absolutely, you know?
I could do a hockey puck too. What you want?
Whatever you want to do. But it definitely made people, I think, respect me more as an artist and not really even question, like, oh, if I'm not Asian, how am I to this level? They're like, I can see what you've done already. I know, I'm confident that you're the person I want to either execute this or whatnot. And I love that when people come into me and tell me they've either found out about me on Instagram or through Nico. I just feel so lucky and humbled by that because they're already excited just to, like, meet me. And I don't consider myself, like, any different than anyone else, you know? I feel like, especially in New York, just in the circle of people I know, like, we're all stars. You know, like, so many of us are stars in our own way that, like, I know I'm special. Like, I've always felt like that since a kid, but I don't think, like, there's not mad other special people around me. Like, I feel like that fuels me. If I didn't grow up where I grew up or around the people I did, I maybe wouldn't have had this personality.
Yeah. And I think that it's probably that you're one of the few people that sees it. Like, how special. I think
we don't get things from our people all the time. Like, you never started talking like a friend of yours, and not even on purpose, just by influence. Like, you know, like, you're just around people and you pick up off each other. That's why I felt like even saying I'm like the New York accent girl, like, man, what's weird about my accent is that it's very much South Brooklyn, but my slang and shit is derivative of, like, so many different areas. Yeah. I have mad friends from uptown. I have mad friends from all over the place that I just pick shit up off of because that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's wonderful.
I thought you was gonna jump in with a question. I didn't want to talk too much because I could keep talking.
Jeff probably feels like he knows me, so he
know, right?
I'm here riveted, son. Honestly,
riveted,
legit.
I'm here, like, riveted,
because it's very, very heartwarming to see, like, you know, somebody that you, like, have known for a long time, like, traverse through all these different things and like do it with acknowledgement, right? And, like, do it successfully to an extent, right? And, like, continuing that growth and pushing through, and then be like, nah, I found it. I mean, I've said it already in this episode, but, like, that shit is amazing and inspiring.
So hard. Yeah, I really wish that for everyone.
Word.
I think some people give up too soon, you know, and maybe tap out of life too early, because they think it doesn't get better, but it really can get better, and you have to do work at some level. You know, I could sit here and say, oh, I was a product of this and this happened to me, and it did, but you really have the power to, like, push past that and fight for your happiness. You know, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't fighting for a long time. I was not. I gave up. And it wasn't until I fought that things changed for me, you know? So I say that to anybody, like, find what it is that makes you happy and fight for that shit.
Just see it through.
Yeah. Love that. I love that. Now, Nick, what's next?
Word.
And when I say, like, what's next, when I ask you what's next, it's not literally like what you about to do after this. But I would like to know what you doing after this. I mean, now you uptown and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're in the area.
Are you an Upper West Side resident now? So,
yes.
like, what you actually be doing with your time?
When I'm not working, which is not often. I mean, I have my 2 days, but I end up, like, I'm so dedicated to, like, really wanting to make people happy or provide something for them because they need it for whatever reason. I end up like working on my days off sometimes, or like seeing a special client who will hit me up, and I don't have bookings for like 3 weeks, but you know, they're a little special to me for whatever reason, and I'm like, all right, I got you. Let's see you at the salon. But I really enjoy, I mean, more than ever with everything we're going through as a whole, just being around people I love. I have some of the best friends in the world, and I'm really a big believer in, like, it's not where you are, it's who you're with. So I could have a good time anywhere with the right people, you know?
Absolutely.
So I usually frequent the same bars. I'm not really much of a drinker, but something to be said just for being around music again and good company. My family, I love being around them, particularly my dad. That's my ace right there. We like to golf and fish. And I don't do much of either. I just like will chill with him.
Shout out to Nick's dad.
Yeah, but he's pretty cool. As far as what's next, though, I mean, I feel like no matter what you do, you can never put a cap on how much you could grow and learn in that. And I'm just learning more all the time. There's still things I can't do that people like, wait, you drew Biggie's face, but you can't do like a sit. I'm like, yo, it is what it is. Like,
yeah, all right. Well, you want me to lie to you?
Right, like I can't. I gotta trust the process. But
so you can't do the Mona Lisa on some of these nails.
I mean, I did Monet's water lilies.
Hey.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I think I could probably do Mona Lisa. But that's the beauty of it. Like, I don't like saying no. I like to challenge myself constantly. I think I grow from the people I work around, especially, like I mentioned, my boss. She's an incredible person. She's a mentor to me for real, and I never really had that. And I just, I just want to grow more with Art Nail, and of course, editorial stuff. I'd love to do more commercials, where I don't even necessarily need to be in the commercial, but like if I'm doing nails for it, amazing. Working with a celebrity wouldn't be too terrible either. Making, a few months rent in one gig sounds beautiful to me.
Amazing.
What are some, have you had any like notable clients that you like excited to?
I don't really know if I'm allowed to say because of the salon.
All right.
What do their names rhyme with? What do
but
they
definitely
do?
like people of their own, successful in their own right. Like we get a lot of entrepreneur type of clientele, CEOs, wives of really notable people, relatives, things like that. So it's definitely in good company for sure. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say exactly who. But it's been cool. I mean, just literally, you don't know who you meet every day, and it's a big exchange of energy. Just sitting with someone sometimes 2-3 hours at a time, and I've met incredible people. Just sitting doing their nails, and sometimes it's for their wedding, sometimes it's for a photo shoot. Sometimes it's because they haven't had their nails done in a year, and they're like, it's time.
Time to go
It's
out.
time.
So you kind of touched on it, but like what's like the longest session you've had to like just sit there?
When I started,
'Cause
shout
this is
out to
like-
my best friend, Jacina Love. When I started, she would sit with me, and I was doing acrylic then, which I know it's all semantics at this point, but acrylic I don't do now. And that's a very long process of sculpting a nail, drying a nail, shaping it. It's like a thing. And she would sit with me 7-8 hours. Granted, that's my best friend, so we're doing activities in between. We're eating, a little break here.
Amazing.
But that's why you gotta really be good to the people who see that shit through with you.
100%. Shout out to her.
Yes.
7-8 hours. That's why she comes now and she gets whatever she wants. And it's a way shorter session. But an average session, honestly, for me, is anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, like...
Because we're not even talking just the basic, like, prepping the nail, putting extensions on, shaping that,
You're talking about the art.
That's like an hour and change sometimes itself.
Yeah. Right.
So the artwork itself, I mean, the more detailed it gets,
I see it like a tattoo almost. Like if you're getting a small tattoo, it's almost the same shit because you got to sit there with that same level of technicality, that same level of patience and like concentration.
And you
it's
can
the same
really
deal.
fuck somebody's shit up.
Yo,
well, the tattoo is way more severe.
Yeah.
You could take my shit off in a few weeks or that day if you're so inclined. But
Yeah.
it is also a little heartbreaking in that sense because sometimes I feel like, damn, I created a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have
And
to
that
take this shit off.
Then I see you in 3 weeks and I'm like, with the e-file. So it is a little like, my baby, my child.
Damn.
But it is cool. I mean, people walking around kind of like living canvases. You know?
that's true. Absolutely.
Like, you're wearing my work wherever you go, and internet is the biggest tool, of course, in business, but something to be said for word of mouth too. I have so many clients.
Word of nail. I was gonna say, because she was like,
Right.
oh, like people come to you for seeing you with Nico, but I'm like, yo, also probably people just see the nails and be like, yo, where'd you get those?
Well, they'll look at me off Nico, and then they realize, like, oh, this isn't just a girl who thinks she's fucking New York. Like,
It only
she actually
takes-
does something.
It's only 2 clicks. 2 clicks in, and you start going crazy, and you see all the amazing things that you've done. So
Yeah,
that's
word.
really dope.
Yeah.
Nick, so being the Brooklyn representative, the New York accent Brooklyn representative,
Yeah.
we created a new little section of the show for you.
Okay, I love this. What's this?
So we want to hear top 3 New York terms of endearment.
Oh God. Yo, I'm old school. Like, if I call you son, I probably like you. You know, if I'm like, yo,
What up,
son.
son?
No, but like a lot. If I just keep, because maybe it's too new for me to be like, babe, or something like that. But I want you to know, like, you special. I'm gonna call you son.
This is, I 100% agree, son. Because I got chewed out one time in a relationship because I was like, nah, son.
Call
But it's
the-
like,
you
yo,
call the
you have to
girls, son.
understand.
Or doggy. Like, I'll say doggy like Cameron. But like, I could love you to death. Like, I want to have children with you. But I'll be like, yo, doggy, we gonna catch that flick tonight or not? Like, what are we doing?
Yes.
If I save, well, I guess that's not a name, but I feel like there's New York things that are just like, if I let you take the first bite of my slice, that's love.
That's real.
That's the
Yo.
corner, like that's the tip.
That's
Yo,
oh my goodness.
I didn't
You know?
even.
Or
That's
my crust.
real.
If I let
That's
you
a
eat my
real-
crust, like, we could just sign life insurance policies.
That's real.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think like New York terms of love is very that, or even bro. Like, I'll bro you to death
Yeah.
and then make out with you on the streets. Like, you know? It's very that. It's very like harsh, but not, or what was that thing like the you good, right? There was a meme that was like there's like 3 meanings to you good, like
Oh, yeah.
Good.
like you good? You about to get fucked up? Like, you good?
It's like, nah, you good.
Nah, you good. Like, I'm good. Am I right on that? So, yeah.
Word.
You just gotta
dope.
know.
New York is like
I-
Cantonese.
I
bro.
do
love
find though that men that aren't from New York really fucking love that shit. Like, it's like a novelty.
Like talking
to them.
Spanish to them.
Oh God, yeah.
I've gathered that too. Like just being like from New York and dating somebody
foreign
elsewhere.
language,
It's like,
yo.
yo,
Right, like you could treat them
Sexy.
like shit.
say that shit
and they
again.
just eat it up. Like, oh, say it again.
New York-
Say coffee again.
Coffee, bagel with cream
New York
cheese and
accent
jelly.
is a Latin dialect. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah, it's
language
never
of love.
steered me wrong.
Word.
See, that's dope. When I was talking to Jeff earlier this week, and I said, "Yo, I really want to do this New York terms of endearment with Nick," and he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, like one of my boys, whenever he sees me, he's like, "Yo, what up, big dick?" And I'm like, and he's like, "Nah, I don't think that's a term of endearment, my nigga. I think he like you." And so we just then
Or
we
like
just
big
decided to
head.
do-
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
big one. Like,
Yeah.
big head.
Big
Yo, big
head.
head.
Yo,
What up,
ugly.
big head?
Ugly
Stink.
is for
Ugly.
sure one. Like,
Little
yo,
stink.
come here, ugly.
yeah.
Oh, you so
man.
stupid.
All right. Yo, this has been an amazing,
Yeah.
amazing
I also
episode.
wanted to stop. Like,
I don't want it to stop. I really don't.
This is probably the longest episode we've done, and I'm like unashamed of
Yeah, I
this shit.
gave you some stuff.
Amazing.
Nah, this was fantastic. Nick, you will also. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but you are not only are you our second guest.
Yeah.
You're our second guest on the show.
First
Our
woman.
first female guest. Our first female guest, ladies and gentlemen.
First lady of the smartest guys in
That's
the room.
right.
That's how women with nails clap. We don't.
Oh, beast.
If you support this, make sure you clap your nails together.
You clack them, clack. 'em.
Clack, clack, clack,
Clack,
clackety
clack.
clack.
I can't click.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honored, definitely. I love to talk. And yeah, I've always loved the podcast game. I haven't done one in a very long time. But yeah, when Jeff hit me up, I was like, of course.
You are welcome back anytime.
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 We would actually like to take you up on showing Big Just since he's not here. We could probably make some content. You showing Big Just
Word.
how to do some nail art.
I'll show Big
Bringing
Just,
two
sure.
That'd be
creatives together.
hilarious.
That'd be
The
amazing.
banter between them two would be fucking.
Be,
If you guys will have to
amazing.
come to my salon
Oh,
and
hell
record
yeah.
that.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
can do that. What's your boss's name?
Satya.
Satya. Check out Art Nail NYC.
Yes.
Okay.
She let us shoot the Biggie thing in the salon.
Amazing.
So
That was there in the salon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire. I thought that was
Yeah.
a set. Yeah, no, that's what's up.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
All right.
a great space.
That's great.
So we got to try to make it out there.
Yeah.
Satire. Think about us. Nick, let the world know where they can find you and follow you, because we're very lucky that we've been able to follow your journey for a little while and root for you.
Word.
So
I feel the same. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's Slik Nik the Ruler, and it's no C's. So it's SLIKNIK, the Ruler, spelled out correctly. And yeah, I'm on everything like that. Twitter, mainly Instagram though, and you could of course find me at Art Nail if you want to book me through that.
Word.
get your nails done.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your nails done.
Check it out. All right. I
All
think
right,
that's
Jeff.
it, yo.
I think that's it.
Before we go, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Smartest Pod.
And make sure you clack that subscribe button.
Hit subscribe.
Clack the subscribe.
On
Clack the
YouTube.
like button.
One more time, shout out to Diddy and the Chop House for
Yes.
always gracious welcoming us and having this nice setup. So, yo, that's it. Thank you, bro.
That's it.
Have a good one.
All right, everybody. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Catch us on the next episode. Make sure you tune in. Live from the Chop House. This is the smartest guys in the room. Later, everybody.